Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Rachel Williams begins now.
Policies and promises took a back seat as the Prime Minister landed in Launceston to cut ribbons and catch the footy. While Scott Morrison enjoyed his day in the sun, he says he's well aware of a shadow over jobs at the Bell Bay Temco smelter.
After bagging 2 seats at the election, Scott Morrison seems to have a sweet spot for Tasmania.
It says card declined.
Flanked by family, the Prime Minister's visit to Launceston was more like a weekend getaway.
Beautiful. Don't drink them all at once.
There was some ribbon cutting at a refurbished Macquarie house. Largely paid for with $3 million in Canberra cash.
This speaks of the wonderful heritage that is being preserved and respected here in Launceston, in this wonderful city.
Built in the 1830s and nearly demolished in the 1970s, it's now serving as an innovation hub, and everyone is happy to see it still standing.
I've visited all the co-working spaces in the country in the early days when we were looking at setting up Macquarie House. There's nothing in the country like it.
Despite being an NRL man, the PM did his best to fit in with the local code. Scott Morrison's visit this time around might be all fun and games, but he's also well aware of the threat of job losses at Temco.
I am concerned about that issue as I would be about any similar plant in any part of the country.
South 32, which operates the Bell Bay smelter, announced in May it was reviewing the site's future. The company is expected to reveal its intentions next month.
Things are still a bit uncertain in terms of where their decisions are at, and so we'll work closely with them on this issue.
Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's housing market continues to defy the national trend, with new data revealing another property boom could be on the horizon. The realestate.com data found house prices at Risdon Vale have jumped by 20% in the past year, the largest increase in Hobart. Midway Point, Rokeby and Lindisfarne also saw significant price jumps. Experts say they're now expecting prices to start rising swiftly again as the market strengthens heading well into spring. Tasmania's latest round of police recruits today undertook training of a different kind, mentoring children who otherwise may not get the chance for adventure. Teaming up with Edmund Rice Camps, the initiative works to break down barriers between police and young people.
A new look Tasmania Police, today welcoming younger recruits into its ranks. Teaming up with Edmund Rice Camps, the program buddies up police recruits with younger Tasmanians from a range of backgrounds, spending the day learning policing basics from handcuffs to defence and marching.
It was nice to meet you because I didn't know you worked it as a cop. That I only knew you worked as an Air Force and a gym, and you could do a lot of push-ups.
It's good to get it from Tice's perspective, just the way he tells his stories, and then it just kind of helps cement stuff in our minds. It's a wonderful opportunity that we have.
The annual one-night camp, which also includes games and a campfire night, is not only extra training for these recruits, but also aimed at breaking down barriers between police and young people, forming friendships and trust along the way.
It's a really great opportunity for recruits to engage with the community, and particularly kids in the community. They get a lot out of this experience in many ways.
Take a good positive message back to their community, back to their families, and they're just excited, they're happy, they're connected, and they'll take those good vibes back for sure tonight.
Inspiring the next generation of officers.
Do you reckon you may want to be a policeman one day now?
Yeah.
Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
Some Tasmanians today received a crash course in first aid, part of an International Day of Awareness. The training session aims to boost confidence and teach critical skills that could one day save a life.
Keeping to the beat.
Excellent. Good work.
This Tasmanian is getting hands-on while under the pump and taking part in one of many free training sessions held for World First Aid Day.
Here at Red Cross, we are giving the opportunity for newly arrived migrants to, make them feel a little more confident, to be able to step forward and assist someone in a first aid situation.
13 eager Hobart participants, today learning vital signs and some life-saving tips. This Ukrainian trainee was drawn to the day-long course after witnessing trauma several years ago.
I saw a very bad accident happen to my friend. The drone cut through his arm and I was a little bit shocked and I didn't know what to do. And I started panicking, so I decided that I need to do the training and be more confident in similar situations.
The ultimate thing is just creating that underlying confidence to be able to get in there and help and realise it doesn't have to be perfect. Anything is better than nothing, but it's just that greater confidence to step forward.
And the new Tasmanian says she's gaining skills she'd never have access to back in the Ukraine.
No, they don't support, they don't sponsor, and I really appreciate it's happening in Australia.
Ruby Kamain, 7 Tasmania News.
Hillwood and Lindisfarne are this year's champions in the NTFA and SFL, while Lauderdale is through to its third straight grand final in the TSL after beating Launceston by 7 points in a thriller. This was one for the ages. The Blues had long memories, a chance for retribution after Lauderdale knocked them out of the finals last year. Launceston duo Joby Harper and Dylan Riley put early scores on the board. Launceston's lead extended to 21 points late in the third. The nightmare scenario of an all-Northern grand final in Hobart looked like it would come true, but Lauderdale wasn't done yet, muscling a major turnaround to lead by 27 with just 15 minutes on the clock. But again, the Blues fought back, coming within 6 points in the final minutes. Lauderdale hung on. A 7-point win and a third straight grand final locked in against North Launceston. Parrots fan Scott Morrison saw promise from Bridgenorth. Rowan Sargent booted the first 2 goals for the Parrots in a tough NTFA Premier Division decider. 100-gamer Jake Pearce returned fire for Hillwood. Neither side could break the game open, a 1-point difference at half-time. Bridgenorth built a buffer in the Premiership quarter, an 11-point lead at the final change, but the Sharks were circling. Hillwood kicked 6 goals to 1 in the final term to produce a stunning upset. It's the side's first flag in 19 years. And in the Southern Football League, Lindisfarne's premiership defence started strongly, booting the first 4 goals of the game. Huonville Lions had to wait until the second term before registering a major, but by then the 2 Blues were well in control. They led by 25 points at the main break and didn't let up. Lindisfarne going back-to-back with a 10-goal victory, while in the women's, Brighton beat Lindisfarne by 63 points. Sprayton mare Mystic Journey has been stunned in the Group 1 Mackay Diva Stakes. Paying $112 to win, 6-year-old gelding Gatting beat the Tasmanian favourite.
Mystic Journey is trying to get Gatting. It's leading by 3/4 to Mystic Journey. Still Gatting from Mystic Journey. It's Gatting. It's a massive boilover. Shades of Dandy Andy. Mystic Journey second, third.
Mystic Journey will return to Melbourne for the Cox Plate next month.
Good evening. Cloudy conditions across the west of the state this morning, mostly clear elsewhere. 15 at Devonport today, Burnie, Launceston and Hobart all reached a high of 17. Other centres today, 14 across Strawn, Lowhead and Flinders Island, a high of 19 at St Helens and Smithton, 15. On the close-up shows low and high cloud to the west of Tasmania with a cold front also approaching. Further out shows a few cloud bands associated with cold fronts over the Tasman Sea and another to the west of Tasmania, extending into the Bight. Tomorrow, a cold front is crossing Tasmania with a trough extending from a low in Western Australia across the South Australia coast. Northwesterly winds tomorrow 15 to 25 knots, reaching 30 knots in the west and northeast. Swells up to 5 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. A gale warning is current for southern coastal waters from Tasman Island to Low Rocky Point for west to northwesterly winds, and a strong wind warning for all remaining coastal waters including the Channel. Tomorrow's forecast now, Hobart and Richmond, a partly cloudy 17, ooze 16. A high of 16 across Devonport and Deloraine, 19 at Launceston. Showers are clearing at Burnie tomorrow, Strawn 13, 14 at Curry. A partly cloudy 18 at St Helens, Swansea 19 and a shower or 2 at Whitemark. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast now, Monday showers mainly about the west, south and central areas. Tuesday light showers about the southwest, clearing by late morning, and Wednesday fine and mostly sunny. Capital cities are mostly sunny, 27 in Sydney tomorrow, Perth looking partly cloudy and possible late showers in Adelaide. And on to current temperatures. Hobart 16, mostly cloudy. Launceston 12, partly cloudy. And Devonport 12, partly cloudy. That is all in the weather tonight. Back to you, Rach.
That's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Ha ha ha!